You look around, there's cars here on the grid that are worth millions of pounds, and there's other cars here that you could probably find in the back of Exchange and Mart for, you know, £500. Everyone wants to drive Spa.
The adrenaline rush and you know, it's just so exciting.
It's probably the high spot of the year. It's a fantastic meeting.
There's so many people. I mean, Sterling Moss was walking down the pit lane here this morning. He's still over here in Belgium this weekend enjoying a bit of GT racing.
I was a great motor racing fan when I was a kid. You know, Sterling Moss was my hero.
This is a great world.
Spa is fabulous, absolutely superb. You know, drove here in the FIA GT Championship in modern cars a few weeks ago and loved it. And in these old classics that are really, really quick.
The adrenaline gets going.
It's absolutely fantastic, very spectacular.
500-600 odd cars here and really exotic cars.
Spa's a bit of a special weekend, really. It's a very demanding circuit on the drivers, very interesting circuit. Weather can change very quickly here. It can be dry on one side and wet on the other. So it's a bit of a driver team effort work here this weekend to get the results.
Modern motor racing, for some people they're trying to make it a career. It's championships, there's prize money, there's sponsorship, there's all these elements, the corporate culture that you don't get here.
Formula One doesn't offer everything it used to, so GT racing is a lot more exciting. You don't have all the electronic gears.
It's not cutting edge, it's achievable and it's fun. People enjoy it, there's a lot of camaraderie.
F1 is tending to be more of a procession almost every year. And it's too predictable, and people want more than that these days.
You've got people here who might own beer companies that are international brands playing with their motor cars, and you've got the guy, you know, who's maybe an accountant and he's likes to tinker on his cars at the weekend. He's here too. It's a passion.
Got a couple of great guys who look after this car, and the guys who look after George's DB4 work very well. They're very thorough. The whole setup is great. They bring the cars here. They're always immaculately turned out. We have very few technical problems or breakdowns, and they're a great bunch of guys. They give up a lot of their time and, you know, spend a lot of time away from their families. But
You get those 16-hour days occasionally, well often, and
if you get a win, they're as pleased about it as I am or any other driver.
when the drivers take the car and they paint a picture with it and actually do something with the car, it's really very fulfilling.
And if you do badly or you have a breakdown, they're as upset as we are, so it's a real close-knit teamwork.
We get some publicity and we get kudos for having done the racing as well, but it doesn't make sense from a business point of view.
I think Roger's the only one that sometimes thinks it's not so bad because it's more work for his body shop and another bill he can send out, but perhaps that's a bit unkind on Roger.
Not just one man, it's a whole team, about 10 people involved just for one car.
I don't think anyone makes any money out of motor racing.
We decided that it would be a good idea to start maybe doing some classic rallying, and we approached Nicholas Smith.
When you have an opportunity, you have a good client who wants to go into the racing game, it's very tempting to say yes.
They totally ignored our wishes to build a rally car and essentially build it into a race car.
Well, I've always liked motor racing, and I think all the guys that work for me like motor racing.
Ever since from them, we've been kind of hooked to the race.
Once you start, it's a slippery slope. Gets in the blood.
Yesterday we only did 3 laps each, which was really not enough. We've got a completely different shock absorbers on here for me this afternoon, which I haven't tried before. And the back apparently is all a bit wafty, but apparently that points the front even better, but we'll have to find out.
All the drivers were quicker than they were last year, quite appreciably quicker. It's good.
Never driven a night before. So, but there's 270 drivers here in the 6 hours, and I bet you any money like there's 40 or 50 drivers that haven't driven a night before either.
Did it at Le Mans, and I've done some night sessions here. I quite like it at night.
I've actually raced at night here for the last 3 years, so yeah, quite enjoy it actually.
My main concern really is the gearbox when we go into second.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get it spot on, and other times
I was getting it nice slotting in.
Yeah.
Pretty standard class car, chassis and shell. You have to drive it with normal road tyres. You can't have, sticky tyres.